Good God evening. I thank God for technology. I wanted to go ahead and share this with you and trust God that I can stay in a 10-minute or less span because I'm going to have to come back with several different pieces of what I was spoke to me a couple of days ago. And then I start to think about this, and I realize that I'm not going to be able to give this all on our calls. So I'm recording this, so hopefully that people will heed to it. And I want to say thank you for taking a minute to listen in. He began to speak to me, I mean, so clearly when I woke up 3 days ago, and he said, my daughter, the very breath and the air that we breathe, talking to me, and I'm talking to you, that this is a breath check time because we're in this hour of 5786 that many call Ba or Bob in the English, but it's a Hebrew term for this time that we're in right now. So the breath check is very important for the doors that God is about to take you to. Before we can really talk more about the doors and timing and all of that and alignment that I've been speaking about since 25, today, I just need you to think about how I'm trying to get us to see and be grounded in something more sacred, more sobering than God really wants us to look at. And I pray that you would heed to what you hear. I pray that you will click on the different segments that I'll be sending out, not just only here, but to Facebook and TikTok and wherever else I can stick it, because I want to make sure before the end of the month that you hear me out. And I pray that God will allow you to hear him through me. Okay. And ask God, is this woman really talking because of what you're saying or what she wants to say? And so this is what I always ask people. Why don't you ask God and let's see what's really happening? So I know that many of us realize the challenges that so many of us are going through financially, emotionally, dealing with family matters and money and all of that, and trying to get things done, but I'm learning every walking hour, every laying down and getting up at my age of 71, that every breath I'm graced with these matters that I just covered just now, because scripture continually reminds us that our life is but a vapor. And so, here for just this few minutes or moments with you that could be easily hearing me one day and somebody never hear me again, but we do not know the hour of our last breath. We do not know the manner of our leaving. We do not know who holds our breath, right? We don't know who. Because a lot of us don't know who because we don't know whose we are. But I know who holds my breath. And so when I say we don't know who, many of the people don't believe it that is who it is because it's such a casual thing that we breathe and going about our business. But the Bible tells us that God who gives breath to all flesh. And if we are here today, it is not accidental. It is not an intentional mercy that God is doing this. It's because he loves us. It is his intentional mercy in that way, for his love sake. So today I pray before I go any further, I pray that I bring this clarity. I'm not trying to expose anybody about anything, but I am trying to get you to pause for just a minute and just say thank you. Thank you for the breath that God has given you for your breath check today. Ask God, Father, is there something that I need to change or do? But just say thank you for this breath. This breath, when I thought about what he said, I went, my God, every day someone is dropping dead and people are still being angry and doing things that are not righteous and trying to set traps for people and things. But say thank you for this day. Thank you for this moment of awareness to think about this breath. That's very important because even when we are not satisfied with where we are, even when we feel delayed, even when we feel disappointed or disoriented in whatever we're doing, the word says God is a very present help in trouble, right? So, not a distant help. He's not a delayed help, but he's a present help. And remember, Psalm 23 reminds us that, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Why? For thou art with me. Notice it is a shadow, not the substance. And this is what we got to remember. The devil won't try that. And shadows only exist when there is light nearby. This is the reason why we got to keep our lamps burning and our light on. So that means God is not absent in your uncertainty and the thing that you're going to. or through. And he's not silent in your tension. He's walking with you. He's walking with you. And even though whatever you're going through, he's not going to leave you in it. So every step you took today when you first woke up, it made me think about this part about the breath being a vapor, our lives. These breaths today will share with you on purpose that I'm giving right now. And that is why this moment is so important. This timing is so important. This year is so important. This teaching even matters for what I'm going to be saying here in these next couple of videos. But I want you to think about what I'm saying to you. I believe that in this time that we're in, even though we are naming this something, most people never confront these things that I'm going to be, sharing here in these different videos, because people often believe that they're stuck. Why? Because they're in a delay, or they haven't gotten something done when they want to get it done, or they have an opposition, or maybe they just lack clarity. But many are still stuck because they are offering free transportation. And that's what I'm going to give in the next video that Abba spoke to me this morning about the conscious permission. I'm going to talk about that free transportation that we've been giving way too long. And here we are already in 26 and it's still riding. Okay. So we're offering this free transportation to thoughts that were never authorized to stay. And in a year like 5786, that where we are right now, where the door is supposed to be open, 5786, in this 26th year, it is the door of open door. It is the year of connections. It is the year of acceleration, and alignment. It is the year of necessary connections, structural demand. Yes, it is, you know. But here's the deal. Hear me clearly. This year rejects freeloaders. This year rejects those who especially kind of drain your mind and be sapsuckers, and especially those people who want more of your mind than anything and making no changes. You cannot enter a precision year with a permissive thinking. And that's what I'm going to be talking about in these next videos. And you cannot steward open doors with ungoverned thoughts. You cannot honor the breath God gave you today, even while dragging yesterday dysfunction into tomorrow's assignments that's on your life for 26. Hear me out. So today I'm praying that this breath that we're sharing right now together, I know you're probably breathing hard and trying to figure out what in the world she's talking about. We are going to expose these 5 words that God gave me this morning that work together, like, thinking about the silence, sabotage, ways that many times we do to ourselves, the free ride, as I mentioned earlier on, the conscious. I've already been teaching about that in the subconscious. But the permissive thinking is what stood out to me when he said it this morning. He said, my daughter, there's a free ride in the conscious and the subconscious, okay, because of permissive thinking and gatekeepers, right? These gatekeepers. And until these areas are corrected, progression will feel blocked. Even when God is speaking clearly, it'll be blocked because of these 5 areas I'm going to talk about in these next videos. This is not going to be condemnation. This is not compassion with clarity, that you just kind of ignore. It's compassion with clarity that you got to make sure that you eat of it and process it, okay? Because the same God who holds your breath is also opening the doors here in 5786 of 26. He wants us to walk through them alive, aware, and aligned. So I'm praying that you'll join me on this next couple of videos that I'll be doing slices of this message, because there's a whole lot to talk about. I just want to get this intro out now, and I'll be back shortly to share that with you. I pray you stay tuned for that. God bless you.